Hello there everyone, and welcome back to part 10 of our Phoenix Point playthrough with the Blood and Titanium DLC. In this video we're going to be tackling another scavenging site, one which we found at the end of the last video, and when we were there last it was controlled by the Forsaken. There might not be the Forsaken when we arrive back there because scavenging sites can change hands over time, so it might be somebody else, but we'll go a check and hopefully we will get ourselves some resources, because at the moment we are trying to build up a second team. We have taken some damage, which we did in the last mission, so we will want to do a little bit of healing, but we don't want to waste too much time with that. So we're going to take Manticore 1, who just has Mark in there on his own, and we will go and collect ourselves some of these soldiers. We can have a look around and see what we can get. We can get an assault here from the Disciples of Anu, and having an assault is never a bad thing. So let's go and fly over there, and that will give us some time for everyone else to recover a little bit. Turning and turning. One of our operatives has reported experiencing repeated lucid nightmares of floating up into the sky, helplessly twisting and turning in a nausea-inducing spiral motion that seems to defy the principles of Euclidean space. They always woke up before they could see where they were going, but sensed a frightening presence waiting for them there. A medical examination shows nothing wrong with the operative, and the dream seems to have stopped for now. All of our soldiers have lost 5 stamina. Bit of a pain, but we are still at base, so that's not too much to worry about. Let's go ahead and just unpause things a little bit more so we get back to base, and there we are. Well, we're not back to base, but we are at this Disciples of Anu site, and we can go ahead and recruit ourselves a new soldier. Let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully we'll start producing some more food soon, and we can trade that for materials. We'll definitely want to be doing that at some point. So we do have ourselves another assault now. We don't have enough to get the next one, unfortunately. We don't have enough materials. We do have enough food, so we could get another assault from there, but we need to get some more food. So this is important why we should go and do that other mission. So let's just have a quick look at Thunderbird 2. We've almost fully recovered, but not quite. So let's go and fly you over there, because we haven't revealed that point of interest yet. So we definitely want to go and do that. You can explore, but I'm going to pause. And in the meantime, let's have a look at the Thunderbird. You've almost fully recovered, and you've actually picked yourself up a promotion. That's mostly because you are... You've got the training center there. Now, I'm not sure return fire is going to be that ideal for you with the grenade launcher, or reckless. Biochemist is probably not that useful either. So let's look at what other options we have here. So we have Boom Blast. The action point of grenades and other explosive weapons is reduced by 1. Their range is increased by 50% until the end of the turn. Or ready for action. Reloading and inventory actions don't cost any action points. I think taking Boom Blast is ideal for the heavy. So let's just go ahead and grab that for now. We could grab this one if we wanted to. We could go and pick up ready for action. But I don't really think we're going to need that right away. So let's just finish exploring that site.
Research complete.
And in the meantime, we've actually finished our basic bionic technology research. Vastly improved from the first New Jericho attempts, the technology no longer leaves the subjects dead or crippled. A new set of bioimplants have successfully been developed thanks to advancements in neural coprocessors and light metal alloy development. The new implants allow personnel to withstand heavy amounts of damage, land safely from great heights, and even run through walls if needed. So this allows us to build us a cybernetics lab, so that's going to be really good. And it allows us to build the Clarity Head, which makes us immune from mind control. It allows us to build the armadillo legs that give us makes us immune to goo and also no fall damage, and it gives us the juggernaut torso, which gives us a shield that we can extend and allows us to run through walls. That's really nice. Also gives us the repair kit so that we can repair up. So basically it's like a med kit for bionic implants, because with bionic implants they don't heal, you need to actually repair them. So again, we're a little bit light on resources. Whispers. A rogue Synedrian mercenary has approached us with an interesting offer. He claims to have a recording of a secret communication between Subject 24 and leaders of the Malthusian faction, and he's willing to sell it to us for a price of 250 materials. Well, unfortunately, we can't accept that right now because we don't have the materials, so we'll have to refuse it for now. Disappointed by our response, the mercenary ended all communications, saying he could get a better deal elsewhere. Any subsequent attempts to re-establish contact or find the person have ended in failure. That's fine. We are not manufacturing anything right now. We would need to actually build at one of our bases the cybernetics lab, which would be 300 materials and 200 tech. So we can't quite do it right now, but we will get there relatively soon. And we are now researching, we're just reverse engineering a couple of things. So let's go ahead and just unpause.
The Disciples of Anu Haven is under attack.
Okay, so we have a Disciples of Anu Haven under attack. So there goes my plans of actually going and doing that scavenging site, which, you know, is something that we still need to do. We're not quite fully healed up here, but I think we need to go and try and defend that haven. Let's just have a look and see what's going on. Military strength 11. It's not a particularly strong haven, but the attacking force is a little bit weaker, so we should be okay here. So let's go ahead. We've got the Thunderbird. Let's go in there and help where we can. And we also have an event. Shepherding Evolution, Camp John Brown. Scientists at Camp John Brown are struggling with a philosophical dilemma. They have discovered one of the few entirely harmless creatures produced by the Pandoravirus, a herd of scaly sheep. The mutation is so simple, in fact, that it could be easily reverse engineered using basic gene editing technology, recreating the original sheep species, currently most likely extinct. The question is, should this be done? Normal sheep will be more useful to human beings, but scaly sheep can survive in the new ecosystem without harming us. It should be done because it's useful to human beings. It should be done to restore purity. Even the possibility of coexistence with the new ecosystem is worth supporting. The scaly sheep are sacred. Well, let's say it should be done because it's useful for human beings. It's sentience and intelligence that ultimately matter most, the foundations of civilization, of the cosmos becoming self-aware. Human needs are considerably more important than those of animals, and we should be unafraid to alter the environment to our benefit. Okay, right. So, on to this mission we go. So, if we complete this mission successfully, we will gain some reputation with Disciples of Anu. We'll lose a little bit with New Jericho and Sanhedrin. It's not too bad. The defenders' strength is slightly higher than the attackers, but that's not going to make any difference to us here. We'll get some nice food and some nice materials. It is daytime, but it is medium threat. Let's go and jump in anyway. And I think this team's actually all good and ready to go. Shame we didn't quite get to full health with our heavy, but we're only 10 hit points off what we could really use. So let's just jump in. Okay, right then, Pandorans. As you scuppered my plans to go and do that scavenging site that I wanted to do, I think it's time that we went and did them some damage. Now, we've actually landed here on the roof of this temple building, so we have got the high ground, which I guess makes us a little bit safer, but it makes it a little bit more difficult for us to protect everything that we need to protect.
Channel open.
But let's go and look around and see what we can see. Apparently, we've already got one enemy over there. That is a crabman or an Arthron with a machine gun and a grenade launcher. So we could go ahead and get some cover and do something about that. Or we could go and get possibly an easy kill here with our heavy. He might have the range to hit from there.
On it.
Looks like we do. That's a nice easy one to take there. So off that grenade goes. Almost a direct hit there. Yes, I should hope he's alerted. He's got 4 bleeds on him. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry too much about him right now. Although, if we can get a shot on him, we could potentially just finish him off. And I don't think he's got enough hit points to survive until the next turn anyway, but there we go. Now we don't even have to worry about that. He's finished off. Let's move you away from the edge there. Now, we can't see if there's anybody else in the middle of this sort of reactor room. So let's go ahead and scout around the edges a little bit. We do have one of our snipers. Let's go ahead and put you up against the edge here. Okay, so we've not seen anybody on that side. Let's consider getting our other sniper over to this side. And we have spotted an enemy. We've spotted a Triton. Now, you're over there, the other side of that building. You might be a little bit of a pain. Let's go and bring our sniper over here a little bit. Now, unfortunately, we're not in a great position to be able to hit that Triton. Especially from anywhere that might be considered cover. So, let's just go and start moving some people around. We've actually spotted a second Triton. There's two of them together. Let's start moving over here with our Berserker. We might need to drop down and do some damage there. Now, if we take a shot at these Tritons, the chances are we're just going to alert them, and it's not really going to be all that useful for us. So, let's just try and keep in some cover where we can. And just try and get some of our soldiers over onto the correct side of the map. We've got our technician here as well, who I think for the time being we will just leave in full cover. I don't see any point in doing the overwatch on you.
Here.
And we've got our sniper who could potentially take a shot, but I don't think that's needed. Let's end the turn and see what they do. So we've got another Arthron there as well. We had 4 enemies all quite close together. So that Triton has spotted us now. I'm really hoping they come and stand close to each other. Great. We might be able to hit them both with our heavy again. That would be really good. And we have another Triton down on the other side of the temple. Oh, we've got a third Triton. Oh, please. The RNG gods look like they might be smiling on us today. Let's go and see if we can get a grenade right in the middle of these 3. Now remember, we don't have 100% accuracy with launched grenades, but that was decent. That did good damage right there. And we didn't hit the one right at the back, so the aim was off by a small amount. Now we do have some cover there. We could go and get into a position of cover and potentially throw a grenade. What is our throwing range?
Taking action.
We're actually close. Close, but not close enough, unfortunately. We could just go ahead and take a shot at them. Let's move one space closer, just in case we can hit with a grenade here. Yeah, we don't really have a good line of sight on them. Throwing arm's not quite what it needs to be. I'm not convinced we could hit that. So, we've also got this Arthron down here, who we also need to deal with as well. I mean, we could just throw the grenade down onto this Arthron, and that's probably worthwhile doing. There we go. That's one less enemy to worry about. Now, what about the one we've got on this side of the map? Let's deal with the easier ones first. Looks like we do have a line of sight with our sniper. Not a terrible one either. Now, we do have quick aim. And cost us a lot of will points, but we'll get 2 shots off. And if we can kill it, we'll get enough will points back to make sure we can do something else later if we need to. So let's go and take 1 shot. The head and the torso both have 20 armor, so we might as well just shoot at the torso. We could go for the legs, so let's try and shoot here. So we've got a sort of an equal chance of hitting the torso, this arm, or this leg, because they're all kind of inside the reticule there.
Steel on target.
There we go. We did hit the torso. And we've got enough to do another quick aim. And now we can take a second shot. Now, hopefully this one will be enough to finish it off.
Enemy killed.
There we go. That's another Triton down. Now, we have a sniper over on this side of the map. He doesn't really need to move. Although, he only has a line of sight on one of them right now. So we could do that same trick again and do a double quick aim. So let's have 2 shots here. Even if we only get 1 shot or we only need 1 shot, we could still set up for an overwatch. That's not a particularly good... we did destroy his gun, I think. Yeah, equipment destroyed. Excellent. Let's go and take that other shot anyway. He was the one on full health as well, so I think it's really useful that we've just disabled his weapon. There we go. Now I've disabled his arm and his head. So we are doing some damage to those guys. I'm going to go ahead and put this assault on Overwatch in case they decide to move a little bit closer. There's not an awful lot that you can do. We could potentially take a shot with our technician. The technician isn't a particularly good shot. I don't think we can really get close enough to use a grenade either. Because I think you're going to have the same issue. Yet your throwing range is just not quite good enough. I mean, you do have an assault rifle, which you are proficient with, so... That was well worth it, actually. I think that was a decent shot. Let's just get you back into cover there. Because we're not going to take a shot with you. And we still have our Berserker, and we've also got... yeah, you're on Overwatch. We've got our Berserker. I think I'm going to get the Berserker to drop down inside the building. And we'll just drop next to this crate. See if there's anything useful in it for us. And, oh, that's actually useful. It's got some Nurgle's Wrath mags, which, actually ideal. Not that we're going to use them here, but we'll check that other one out as well. Let's end the turn here. And allow the enemy to make their move. Sounds like there's some mist spreading going on here. Okay, those shots were on our assault. They missed. Now, the fact that these guys are in the mist is going to make life a little bit more difficult for us. So they've got a sort of a flanking shot on that assault, but he's quite far back. He did just get clipped there, but... Now, you are moving out of the mist. You might even be trying to escape the map. Yep, you've fled. And we have an Arthron coming in, which we're going to need to deal with pretty quickly. Okay, so I think our plan with our heavy is as good as before. Let's go. We can't tell where these Tritons are, but I've got a rough idea that we're in there somewhere. We've definitely taken at least one of them out, so that is good. And yes, we do have a little problem here. Problem in the form of an Arthron, who is panicking. That's really good for us. Let's just move up here with our assault, because then we can take a shot from above. There is a shotgun shot. I'd forgotten that I'd given this guy the shotgun, but that hit quite a lot of his body parts there. Let's go ahead and take our Berserker. We don't have a really very good shot on him from here, but we might be able to get a hit in with the Nurgle's Wrath. It's not great, but it did the job. Excellent. And we've cleared the entire site. Fantastic. So, unfortunately, we pick up a couple more injuries, although one of those is on our heavy, who was already injured. So we only technically pick up one injury there, and 2 level ups. Fantastic. And that was a fairly decent haul. Got some food, got some materials, and another Iconoclast magazine there. We've also picked up a Dragon's Tooth, which is the Disciples of Anu Blade, and an Assault Rifle magazine.
Blessed are those who seek transformation. But to seek alone is not enough. Neither is to speak. For these were the ways of the false gods of old, who drowned in the flood that Anu commanded. To be initiated further into the sacred teachings of the Exalted, you must show that you will act on behalf of humanity. Not merely the humanity that was, but the humanity that will be. There are some who still cling to the sins of the old world. Even now they are consumed by greed, thinking that if they hoard enough, they will survive the coming changes. These brigands have attacked many of our havens, and those of others also. Let the judgment of the dead god fall upon them.
I think on this occasion I'm going to say we'll think about it, simply because I haven't decided at this point which faction I really want to try and ally with.
Very well. But do not think about it for too long. Judgment approaches.
Initially, I was considering trying to side with New Jericho. That might still be the case. We'll play that one by ear. But we have added the second initiation, which is actually quite close if we wanted to do that. So we could go and do that. But we've also now found ourselves a new nest. So not only do we have a scavenging site to clear and a lot of other points of interest to explore, but we also have a nest that we need to clear as well. And we can afford to get ourselves another soldier, or we can go into our bases. And what we should probably do here is get ourselves, we're not building anything here right now, but we can now afford to get that cybernetics lab. So let's go and start on that. This is a blood and titanium playthrough, and that's what we want to see. So we can work on Pandoran evolution. We've got a fair few autopsies here that we can work through. We still haven't found a second New Jericho technician turret yet, because we really want to get one of these so that we can reverse engineer them. But there's a lot of other stuff that we can reverse engineer. And there's a few things we've only got one bit or piece of, like the armor for the Disciples of Arnu, but we need to keep those because we're actually using them. So we'll let that reverse engineering carry on. We know that we now have a mission for the Disciples of Anu. But as I said, I haven't quite decided who we're going to side with. But on the next video, we'll get this nest cleared, and then we will see what comes up. Hopefully after that, we can go back and jump onto that scavenging site. We still want to, where possible, build up our second squad. And also we need to get our main squad healed up. So let's have you head back to base just for a short period of time to recover some health. We do have a couple of level ups here as well. So we have Justin, who started off as a sniper, but he's dual classed with an assault. So what could we give you? So reloading and inventory action points don't cost any action. That could be quite useful. But also master marksman. Accuracy with proficient weapons is increased by 30% when there are no spotted enemies within 10 tiles. So it means we can basically shoot things that are further away, providing there's nothing close to us. Really, really good skill for a sniper. Let's definitely go and pick that up. We don't have a heavy weapon, so there's no point picking up strongman. And that wasn't what I was intending to click. Who else did we have? We have... Oh, our Berserker has leveled up. So we can pick up close quarters evade. Attacks from enemies within 10 tiles deal 25% less damage, which includes ranged attack as long as they're within 10 tiles. Excellent. And I also just noticed there that we have a few people with ammunition issues, but I will sort that out in between videos because it's a bit boring to watch. So thank you very much for watching. We really do hope that you are still enjoying Phoenix Point with the Blood and Titanium DLC, and we will see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.